AMC Fun Engagement Day, yet another episode bringing you the insights of AMC cooking. Now when we're doing our home cooking, it is not just about the recipe. It is more on the safety and the nutrition that we are bringing to our family members. Agree? Do you agree? Alright, give me some feedback if if you are online. So, or whether you are offline when you are watching this after the live session, right? So today I'm bringing you this, I'm cooking with this Eurasia 28 centimeter Eurasia unit and 20 centimeter 4 liter pot, right? So I have sort of like a wok and a pot over here, okay? So first thing first, when I want to do this, now this, when you look at the ingredients, you may not be able to tell what I am actually trying to do here, but typically this is our Asian fried rice, okay? So first thing first, what I really like to do is to preheat this pan, preheat this wok lah, basically it's a wok, right? So this is the Eurasia unit. It's a very unique unit over here. It is round, sort of like a round base, like a wok, but at the same time it is not too wide, that is easy to manage, okay? So I want to preheat this Eurasia unit over here up to a safe temperature for stir frying, right? So safe temperature over here, our AMC dictionary, it is called the mid window or a 50 degrees Celsius, if you can better relate that, all right? 50 degrees Celsius. So I have level 4 heat over here on my this one, okay? So I'm preheating it. Now meanwhile, I would like to introduce you fried rice where I am cooking the rice right now. Okay, so this is just some jasmine rice, 2 cups of jasmine rice. I have washed it. There's no need to soak rice, by the way, so we just wash it. And rice these days is actually very clean. I just washed it like with one round of water. Okay, pour everything in here. 2 cups of jasmine rice. Of course, I add 2 cups of water as well over here. Okay, so I just swirl it a little bit so that it is even. Okay, and I am adding here 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt, so that I don't really have to add any seasoning when I'm doing my stir-fried rice later, okay? And also 1 tablespoon of oil, cooking oil. You can add your olive oil or any oil that you love to add to your rice cooking, okay? So here, just 1 tablespoon, okay? And instead of covering it with my classic lid over here, I am going to cook this rice so that it's fast, right? When we are cooking, we want it to be fast. Cooking with our AMC Secure Quick Lid, which I can cook automatically. When I am hooking it up with my audio term, I simply select the soft mode. Over here, I like to cook it to the soft mode for 20 seconds, okay? So basically, I'm cooking this pot of rice with 2 cups of jasmine rice up to the temperature which I'm setting it. It is in our AMC dictionary, it is called the soft window, which is equivalent to a 103 to, it's between this range, degrees Celsius, okay? So this is the soft setting. All right, why am I telling you this in terms of temperature by degrees Celsius? Because I just like you to know that our AMC cooking, it is as accurate as that it is retaining the temperature at this with our soft setting. Now, in our AMC Secure Quick Lid over here, we have 2 settings, merely 2 settings, okay? This is in your usual day-to-day cookware system, right? Some of you may be calling it a pressure cooker, all right? Pressure cooker. This is somewhat similar to pressure cooker, but it is different because it is 1 notch more accurate or one notch higher quality in terms of pressure cooking, alright? So we have the soft setting and the turbo setting. Turbo setting is for you to cook like something that is, you really want to mash it and make it so soft and so quickly, alright? So when I'm cooking rice like this, and then subsequently I am going to change to turn it into some fried rice, right? So this is the setting that I like to use, which is the soft setting between this temperature, because when you are cooking it with the soft setting, your rice is going to turn out to be chewy. It's soft, but it's chewy at the same time, which is what we Asian, I would say, in rice cooking, we love to have that kind of texture, alright? So it is for that kind of perfection, alright? If you're asking me, some of our avid users are actually asking this question. It's a very common question that comes back to us. What's the difference between soft setting and turbo setting? Alright, turbo is when you are cooking something that is really hard, like when you're cooking some meat stew, alright? You want to bring it to a really fork tender kind of texture, kind of softness. And even rice, when you're cooking, if you have elderly or if you have children, young children at home, and you wish to cook it to be a little bit softer, of course, by all means, you can change it to the turbo setting. The same thing, you can have 20 seconds as well, which is equivalent to our AMC dictionary. We call it the P program, so that it is easier for you to remember. In our AMC system, you do not have to worry about it being too complicated for you to operate, because it's a matter of learning curve as you start with a new system. As it's the same as when you're using any other cookware at home, right? It is the same that you will have to have a little bit of a learning initially, but subsequently it's just going to be a breeze. Now with our AMC cooking system, even so, that when you learn the method of how to cook, you can just replicate all this method and cook a vast variety of recipe. Alright. So when I'm going to cook fried rice here. Now this same recipe, the same cooking method when you are cooking rice, right? Isn't it the same when you are cooking even your jambalaya, when you're cooking your vegetable rice, or even when you're cooking your biryani rice? All of them are using the same method. It's just a matter of tweaking the temperature, alright? So today, for fried rice, what I have prepared here is some diced carrot. I have gotten some corn over here. You can cut it from the corn cob, the original corn cob itself, so that it is fresher, nicer, and it is more fragrant as you eat. It's sweeter. But today I have chosen some frozen corn. You know, this brand name is the brand name that I actually love to use, because it is just, I'm just happy with the taste of it. Okay, and then some diced onion. You can have some minced garlic as well. I have some olives over here. Now, as I have shared with you before, Mediterranean cuisine is actually one of the world's healthiest. It's been reported as one of the world's healthiest cuisine in the world. So when I'm doing our Asian fried rice, I am actually incorporating a little bit of that ingredients, you know, a little bit of the ingredients, a little bit of that style where we are emphasizing on clean eating over here. So I don't add a lot of seasoning, so I merely use a little bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil, and that's about it. Alright, and I have also incorporated some edamame. This edamame, what I have done is it's taken frozen. Alright, what I've done is I boiled a pot of water and then I pour over it with the shell itself. Edamame comes with the shell, right? So when you pour over it, you boil it a little bit, and then you soak it a little bit. Sorry, not boiling. You soak it a little bit, and then you just remove, and then you will get all these edamame beans. All right. So the reason why I've chosen edamame bean over green pea. A lot of people actually do not like green pea based on my own research. Now, people around me, you know, a lot of people actually do not like green pea. But as a substitute, this is what I like to use edamame beans. Okay, so it's got a little bit of protein, which is good. Now you hear the beeping on my rice cooking. Now my rice cooking as we speak, as I'm introducing you with the ingredients, it's now done. So what I can do is I can turn off my audio term so that it doesn't beep and it doesn't bother us anymore. Okay, and I am turning off my original. Okay, so this is when my rice is cooked. So before my pan is even fully heated up, because this is actually quite a big pan. Now it's a 28 centimeter Eurasia unit, which is bigger than I typically would use for a family of 2 to 3. Okay, so because I am cooking some fried rice here to share with some of my office acquaintances, like Zachary in front of me, yeah. So I am cooking a little bit more today, so that we can share. Now food is for us to share, right? So it is always good to actually cook a little bit more, then you can share with your neighbors, your friends, you know, your acquaintances. So our Eurasia unit now is beeping. I turn it off. This is an indication that the temperature is now up to the mid window, and it is a safe temperature for me to start stir frying. So let me turn off the heat first. You see, the beauty of using our AMC cooking system is that we are able to save a lot of electricity as well. As much as we do not have to overcook or overheat our food here, we are able to save electricity, yeah? So what I'm doing here is I'm adding 1 tablespoon of oil, okay? So just 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm going to start by cracking my eggs. Okay, there's a little bit, you see, as you can see, there's a lot of oil smoke here. Yeah. So when we are stir frying rice, you have to do it like quick. Okay. You see, these eggs will actually curd up beautifully. Okay, so 2 cups of rice here. I am going to cook this. Just stir it a little bit. You see how these eggs curd up very nicely. And because we are using the Eurasia unit, it is round base at the bottom. It is really easy for us to stir these eggs into like scrambled eggs. Alright. So at this time, I'm gonna add a little bit of, just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. Okay? Just to give it a little bit of the flavor in the egg. Alright? So beautifully. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'll just dish out these eggs, scoop them into another plate for use later. Okay, so our scrambled egg is done beautifully. So I choose not to add any more oil as I brown my onion over here. So this is the brown onion. Brown onion, what we want to do is just lay them evenly in this pan. Now what I really like about this pan is that it is big enough, and I am adding in 1 whole diced brown onion here. It's taking up the space evenly, and I am able to push everything down to the bottom. You see? Okay? So I'll just let it let it stir fry a little bit. I want to brown it a little bit. So this is the time. This is the time when I am heating it up again. Now at level 4 heat. Okay. And I'm going to just heat this up to the mid window again. Alright, this is the time when it is actually very safe temperature for me to brown this onion without taking away the antioxidant goodness of this onion. Alright, it's so fast that it has creeped up to that temperature. Alright, it's creeped up to that temperature now. Turn it off, open up. Stir fry it a bit, and you realize now that the onion is slightly browned, it's gently browned. Okay. Now, if you like it to be more brown or get more wok-hei, you can always feel free to do a bit more. You know, to turn on the heat a little bit more and you know, brown it for a little longer. But in my cooking, I do not really like to brown it so much. I will just add the other ingredients now at this point. Okay, diced carrot. Stir everything in. As well as the olives. Let me know in the comment section what are the ingredients that you really like to add into your fried rice. You can let me know. Just type in the comment section. Alright. So this is how I generally do my fried rice. Now at this point, my rule of thumb when I want to bring all of the vegetables to cook, is to add 3 tablespoons of water. This is basically 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So I want to bring everything to cook. Now you notice that
Jessie say Chinese sausage.
Chinese sausage. Okay, that's a good option. But today this is the vegetarian, more like a vegetarian recipe over here. Okay, so I will set it again. I haven't been explaining this to you. So what I do now at this time, I want to bring everything to cook, right? You know, carrot is actually hard. So I set my Navigenio to automatic mode, and I am selecting this at the carrot function, and I am going to bring this whole pot of vegetables to cook for 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes, because I want the carrot to be soft, but I am still able to bite and chew this carrot and all of these beautiful pieces of vegetables. It's a very good chewy texture that I'm trying to reach. And you notice that I did not add in my edamame. Alright, now I did not add in my edamame because edamame can oxidize very quickly, and when you add it in above and beyond the temperature of 98 degrees Celsius, it will actually fade. The color will actually fade, so it's not so nice. And this edamame, you can actually eat it with just a little bit of heat later on when this whole thing is done. We're going to use the residual heat to actually warm it a little bit. That's about it. Alright, so we don't have to add it into the pot to cook. Okay, so now when we are waiting for this pot of vegetables to cook, it's going to take like 2 minutes after it has reached the temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it will simmer for about 2 minutes now to bring the whole pot of vegetables to cook, right? So even though we are cooking fried rice, fried rice, so you notice that we don't have to open up the lid and then we have to stir and fry ongoing all the time. We don't have to. Now what the system is doing now is basically to evenly separate all this temperature, evenly disperse the temperature throughout within the pot, so that every piece of your vegetables that you've added into the pot will cook evenly and to its soft texture. Okay, so back to now the reason why I fried rice, right? I like to use freshly cooked rice instead of leftover rice. Yeah, anybody use leftover rice, or you like to use fresh rice when you cook fried rice? Usually we will be using leftover rice, right? Now let me introduce you to something that is, we call it fried rice syndrome. Fried rice syndrome, what is that fried rice syndrome, right? It's basically a bacteria, Bacillus carriers. Okay? Bacteria carriers is a common bacteria that is found in leftover rice, especially when it is not being stored properly, alright? Bacteria can grow within those rice at this temperature. At this temperature. So within this temperature, bacteria will grow rapidly in leftover rice, okay? Especially if your rice is a bit moist the moment when you leave it in, put it into the fridge and all that, yeah? So the reason why we want to cook everything with a very standard governed temperature like what our AMC Premium Cooking System is able to bring you is so that we can ensure that whatever that we cook is safe in terms of eliminating the bacteria. Okay, so you see now the time is up already, so temperature is up and it has basically simmered here for 2 minutes. So what I can do is I want to show you that one, but because this rice here is cooked but the temperature hasn't come down to a safe temperature which I can open up the lid, alright? That is why you call it the secure quick. It's so secure that when there is a little bit of excess temperature that is too hot for you to open up, right? Because there may be pressure that seeps out from the lid, right? It will not allow you to. So what I have done here is I remove the pot away from the Navigineo, because the Navigineo is actually having a lot of residual heat. You can see when the light is blinking over here, that means there is still heat, yeah? When you touch this, it's still hot, okay? So I want it to cool down a little faster. That's why I put it onto my lid. Okay, the lid can double up as a coaster as well. So I'll leave it there to cool while I am attending to this vegetable here. Navigineo is beeping because it is asking for instruction. When it is on A, which is the automatic mode, it's also asking for instruction, alright? So look at these vegetables. They are very nicely, the color is very nicely retained, alright? Look at the carrot. And this is the time when we can add our edamame to just warm it without killing all its good nutritional goodness, alright? So you just mix it in, and this is hot enough. Okay. And this is also the time when we add in our scrambled eggs, which we have done earlier. Okay. Now you see there's a lot of it. Even when you eat it just like that, I think it will be very nice, right? But what we want to do is we want to add the rice in later on when the rice is ready. Okay, so if you have leftover rice per se, okay, let's say you have leftover rice, this is the time when you add in your leftover rice and you cover it. Basically you cover it and you see that the temperature indicator over here is going to come up. When it comes up to 60 degrees Celsius, alright, without heat, yeah, I'm not turning on any heat. So this is an example of when you are using leftover rice, okay? When you're using leftover rice, make sure that you have taken that leftover rice from the refrigerator and keep it in room temperature for at least half an hour so that it is cooler, alright? So that it is cooler before you add it into your vegetables, okay? You can imagine, right, when you have some cool rice, cold rice, and then you add it into the very hot vegetables that is just cooked. So that is one way of doing it. You just cover it and then you stir everything. After you stir everything up, okay? So I hear that the pressure has come down already. So this is the time when I am able to remove my secure quick lid, yeah? Look, it's so easy when the temperature has come down. You see the red indicator here actually goes to the leftwards of the window, of the soft window over here, right? So when I'm able to open up, this is how my rice look like. Okay, so I like to use fresh rice, freshly cooked rice. Every grain is cooked nicely. See, this is simmered just 20 seconds, yeah? 20 seconds simmered. So just fluff up this rice, and this is the time when I can add it into my stir-fried vegetables over here. Okay, just add it in. So every grain is very nice and chewy. It is not mushy. You know, a lot of times when we cook rice, if it's too mushy, it makes it very difficult for us to manage to handle this rice, okay? But if you are cooking it with our AMC secure quick lid with just the right temperature and just the right time, 20 seconds of simmering time is all you need. Alright? So this is, you know, some of my friends are calling this rice salad. It's not really stir-fried rice, okay? Now, wok hei is good, but when we are making home cooking at home, we cook every single day, right? It is better to have a little less wok hei lah. So when you want to cook wok hei, when you want to eat wok hei food, a lot of food outside, you eat out, sure got a lot of wok hei, right? The reason why we don't want to have a lot of wok hei is because you don't have to trust me, but you can do a little bit of your own research that it may cause cancer, alright? So we want to reduce that. As much as we want to have very delicious food, we also want to have it cooked nutritiously and within the safe, governed temperature. So with AMC Premium Cooking System, this is how we are able to do it with safe temperature, with much of the nutrients retained, alright, as well as we can have some very nice, refreshing, delicious taste from the original taste of our food, alright? And this, I guarantee you that you will be able to eat like really nice taste, natural taste of your food ingredients, okay? This is how you can have your fried rice. And if you like to make it a bit more fanciful when you have so much energy now, right, when you're cooking with AMC, we can also add a little bit of bonito flakes, alright, bonito flakes on our fried rice. So you are basically making it a bit more fanciful. Now, if you want to make a little bit of a different variation for different family members, right, who have different taste buds, this is another version that you can have. You can basically add in some meat floss, alright. This will bring your fried rice to a whole new level. When we are cooking with the AMC Premium Cooking System, we cook basic food. But we are able to elevate it into different types of variety when we have the time and energy saved from the convenience of this cooking system that has to bring us, alright? So today's sharing is up to here. And I hope you have enjoyed watching and you have enjoyed this session with me. I am looking forward to see you again in my next episode. You can follow me on my One Lazy Cook by Sylvia Go YouTube channel or my One Lazy Cook Facebook page as well. I am Sylvia Go, your trusted AMC business consultant. I hope to see you around soon. Bye-bye.